See here, what I was telling that key permeability, suppose if it is flowing through, it is through say one layer, the permeability is no problem at all. But when different layers are there, so what is the effective permeability? When different layers are there, then how to find the permeability? What is the uh, effective permeability? You have to find. So now there are two cases. One when the flow is parallel to the bed planes, and second one when the flow is perpendicular to the bed planes. When the flow is parallel to the bed planes, when the flow is perpendicular to the bed planes, this derivation is exactly similar to that one what I told you in electrical, when resistances are connected in series and when resistances are connected in parallel. When resistances are connected in series, the current is common in all the resistances, and we find effective resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. But when the resistances are in parallel, at that time potential difference is same, that is voltage is same in all, but the thing is current is different in all the resistances. And when you find the effective resistance, what we get is 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4, like this. So there's on the same ground here. So we are going to define first case is average permeability parallel to bedding plane. This derivation I will tell you based on the same concept. Average permeability parallel to bedding plane. Average permeability parallel to bedding plane. See here, let Z1, Z2 up to Zn be the thickness of layers with permeabilities K1, K2 up to Kn. For flow parallel to the bedding plane, the hydraulic gradient will be same for all layers. The total discharge to the deposit will be sum of the discharge through individual layers. So यहाँ पर देखिए हम एक बेड प्लेन लिए हैं, तो यहाँ पर अलग अलग लेयर के अलग अलग बेड प्लेन है. दिस इज Z1, Z2 थिकनेस, Z3, Z4, ऐसे ही अलग अलग थिकनेसेस के हैं अप टू Zn. मतलब अगर से आप फर्स्ट लेयर लेंगे तो उसका रेजिस्टेंस का सॉरी रेजिस्टेंस आई एम टेलिंग इलेक्ट्रिकल, उसका थिकनेस कितना है, तो फर्स्ट जो लेयर है उसका थिकनेस है Z1 और उसमें जो डिस्चार्ज है वो है Q1 और कोफिशिएंट ऑफ परमेबिलिटी ऑफ फर्स्ट लेयर इज K1. Coefficient of permeability of first layer is K1. Similarly for second layer, that is thickness is Z2, coefficient of permeability is K2 and discharge is Q2. Discharge is Q2. In the same way it is there, and total thickness is Z. Total thickness is Z and flow is here in this direction and that is parallel to the bedding planes, and total discharge is equal to sum of all the discharges, that is discharge through 1, discharge through 2, discharge through 3, 4, 5 and like this up to N. So Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus continuation like this up to Qn. Up to Qn. So I hope the things here up to here are very clear to you. Let Z1, Z2, Z1 be the thickness of the different layers. Permeability of each layer is K1, K2, K3, K4 up to Kn. And these are parallel to each other. Flow is parallel to the bedding plane. The flow is parallel to the direction of bedding plane. So now what is the concept you have to take first? Total discharge is equal to whatever the total discharge is there, that is equal to sum of discharge of all the elements. Sum of discharge of all the stratified elements. I think till now everything is there. At least to take the figure, 2 minutes time I will give you, so you can write derivation also. Take down the figure at least, if not the theory. Heading you write average permeability parallel to bedding plane, and then you take the figure so that you can understand the derivation very well. over. Yes. Now, what is the concept here? Total discharge Q is equal to sum of discharges through 1, 2, 3 up to N. Up to N. So, Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus up to Qn. This is equation 1. If Kx denotes the average permeability parallel to the bedding plane, applying Darcy's law, we have. If Kx denote the, if Kx denote the, if Kx denote the permeability, if Kx denote the permeability that is parallel to the bedding plane, then Q is given by, for total, for this total thing, Q is given by Kx into I into A, where Kx is the effective coefficient of permeability for the whole bed. And remember, this is Darcy's law. What the Darcy's law says, Q is equal to KIA here. So for the entire thing, I have taken Q is equal to Kx into I into A. But in our case, what is the, this is area he has given, and instead of area here, Z we have taken, because what we are considering is area is equal to length into breadth. So length we are taking Z. So breadth you take 1, considering unit thickness perpendicular to the plane of the figure. So what we get, instead of A we write Z. So what the equation you will get is Q is equal to KXIZ. Q is equal to KXIZ. First क्या करो, total discharge लिखो. Total discharge through the bed is equal to sum of all the discharges, that is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4 plus up to Qn. This is the equation 1. This is equation 1. But from the Darcy's law, we know that Q is equal to KIA. So effective permeability when the flow is parallel to the bedding plane is given by Kx. So Q is equal to KXIA. So Q is equal to Kx into I into A की जगह लिखो Z. अब आप पूछेंगे सर A की जगह Z क्यों ले रहे हैं हम? Because area is equal to length into height or length into breadth. Here one common unit thickness we are taking, 1 we are taking. When we take breadth as 1, length is automatically going to be whatever the height is there. So Q is equal to KXIZ. Q is equal to KXIZ. Got it? Till here. So now further, this is for entire bed plane. Suppose if you take first one, Q1 is equal to K1IZ1. Similarly, Q2 is equal to K2IZ2. Like this, you will go Qn is equal to KNIZN. Qn is equal to KNIZN. KNIZN. So substitute all these values in equation 1. Well, that is whatever the value of Q is there, KXIZ, you substitute here. Q1, K1IZ1, Q2IZ2. I say substitute karo, you will get like this on the LHS. KXIZ is equal to K1IZ1, K1IZ1 plus K2IZ2, continuation like this, plus KNIZN. KNIZN. So please take down this one. This is very important. इतना तो लिख लो आप कम से कम. यहां से स्टार्ट करो. Q इज इक्वल टू, हाँ यहां से स्टार्ट करो, फिर देखो कंप्लीट लिख लो. यहां तक लिख लो. आई विल गो फर्दर. कुछ डाउट है तो पूछो प्लीज यहां तक. Yes, what? So now, if you substitute here, you will get KXIZ. That is, this is the LHS, and RHS. You add all the Q1, Q2 like this. You will get. You see here, I is common. Everywhere I is common. If you take add here and take I as common in the bracket, it is K1 Z1 K2 Z2 up to like this. I and I get cancels. Kx into Z is equal to K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 up to Kn Z1, and Kx is equal to K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 up to Kn Zn divided by Z, divided by Z, where Z is equal to Z1 plus Z2 up to Zn, up to Z1. Take down this also. After substituting here, you do this one, and up to here you write, please. And up to here you write it. So this is the formula for permeability when the bed planes are parallel to the flow, and it is given by effective permeability is given by Kx is equal to K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 plus up to Kn Zn divided by Z, divided by Z. K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 plus continuation like this, plus Kn Z1 Zn divided by N, where total Z is equal to sum of thickness of all the layers. So this is the formula. Please remember, when the flow is parallel to the bedding plane, effective permeability or average permeability is given by Kx is equal to K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 plus continuation like up to Kn Zn divided by Z, divided by Z. लिख लो please. 2 minutes time I will give you. Take down. Or so Kx is equal to K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 plus Kn Zn divided by Z when they are parallel to each other. So remember, K1, K2 up to Kn are coefficient of permeability of each layer. Z1, Z2 up to Zn are thicknesses of each layer, and Z is equal to total thickness, which is given by Z1 plus Z2 up to Zn. So this derivation is for parallel one. Similarly, now we will go for perpendicular. Average permeability perpendicular to bedding plane. Perpendicular to bedding plane. So here the figure, it is like this. The flow is like this now, perpendicular to these layers. So as usual, the first layer is Z1, second layer is Z2 up to Zn, and the coefficient of permeabilities of different layers are K1, K2 up to Kn, K1, K2 up to Kn, and here velocity is same. Here velocity is same because discharge is same here. Discharge flowing this one, उसमें सब अलग अलग होता था, तो discharge इसका 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 प्लस करते थे. यहाँ discharge same है, तो velocity is same here. This is the fundamental thing you should know. So what is the change here that I will tell you. Now coming to here, for flow perpendicular to bedding plane, the discharge Q will be same for all layers. Considering gross area of cross section for flow, the velocity flow of will also be same. When discharge is same, is area is same. So Q is equal to A into V. When discharge is same, velocity is also same. The total head loss will be given by sum of हेड लॉस बाय ऑल द इंडिविजुअल लेयर्स. तो यहाँ पर H चेंज होता है, हेड लॉस जो है वो चेंज होता है, एंड दैट H इज गिवन बाय H1 प्लस H2 प्लस अप टू Hn. Up to Hn. So what is the difference here? There we used to add the discharge. Total Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 like this up to Qn, and here total head loss you have to take, that is H is equal to H1 plus H2 up to Hn, up to Hn. And if Kz denotes average permeability perpendicular to the bedding plane, applying Darcy's law, we have, if Kz denotes average permeability perpendicular to the bedding plane, applying Darcy's law, we have V is equal to Kz into I. V is equal to K into I. You remember, isn't it? V is equal to K into I from Darcy's law. So for total bed, you can write V is equal to Kz into I, or Kz, I is nothing but H by Z. I is nothing but H by Z, or H is equal to V into Z by Kz. V into Z divided by Kz. Remember, in the denominator Z is suffix, whereas here is multiplication. So H is given by the formula V into Z by K. If you have any doubts, you see here. What you have to do, in say series, you have to add the discharges. You substitute, you will get the. Here you have to add H, that is loss of head, and that is given by H is equal to total head of loss is equal to H1 plus H2 up to Hn. From the Darcy's law, we know that V is equal to K into I. K is this also equal to K into H by Z, because I is H by Z, or H is equal to Vz by Kz, or V into Z by Kz. So remember the formula, H is equal to V into Z divided by Kz. H is equal to V into Z by Kz. So for individual layers, we have H1 is equal to Vz1 by K1 and Vz2 by K2, and for Hn, Vzn by Kn. Vzn by Kn. So please take down this much. H is equal to H1 plus H2 up to Hn लिख के आप क्या करो, आप ये नीचे का पूरा लिख लो, इतना डेरिवेशन आपको याद रहता. 2 minutes time I will give. Or so now go further. So now H is equal to H1 plus H2. H का वैल्यू मालूम है, H1 का मालूम है, H2 मालूम है, up to Hn मालूम है. You substitute here in equation 1, we get V into Z by Kz is equal to V into Z1 by K1, Vz2 by K2 like this. So what is the common here? V. You take V common here everywhere, and V get cancels. So Z by Kz is equal to Z by K1 plus Z by K2 like this you will get, or Kz is equal to Z divided by this value. When V get cancels, you bring Kz to the right hand side and whatever this bracket to the left hand side. So what we get is Kz is equal to Z divided by Z1 by K1 plus Z2 by K2 plus Zn by Kn. So this is the formula for effective or average permeability when the flow is perpendicular to the bedding plane. When the flow is perpendicular to the bedding plane. I hope the things are clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Take down this also, please. Take down this also. After this, we will go for the questions. After this, we will go for the questions. लिख लो, 2 minutes टाइम देता हूं. तो आपको क्लियर है ना दोनों डेरिवेशन, और दोनों के फॉर्मूले याद रखो. Kx means coefficient of permeability when the flow is parallel, and Kz means coefficient of permeability when the flow is perpendicular. When the flow is perpendicular. Please take down. ओके, तो दो फॉर्मूले याद रखो। देखो इधर पैरेलल का फॉर्मूला क्या है, kx इज इक्वल टू k1z1 प्लस k2z2 डिवाइड बाय z, और k z का क्या फॉर्मूला है परपेंडिकुलर का, z डिवाइड बाय z1 बाय k1 प्लस z2 k2 अप टू zkn। ये दो फॉर्मूले याद रखो। नाउ वी विल गो फॉर द क्वेश्चन, वी विल गो फॉर क्वेश्चन। Okay, take down this question please. Calculate the horizontal and vertical permeabilities. Horizontal means kx and vertical means kz. Calculate the horizontal and vertical permeabilities of a soil deposit consisting of three layers, 150 centimeter, 180 centimeter and 200 centimeter thick, and 200 centimeter thick, with permeabilities 10 to the power minus 5, 10 to the power minus 7 and 10 to the power minus 9 meter per second respectively. 10 to the power minus 5, 10 to the power minus 7, 10 to the power minus 9 meter per second respectively. Screen is not visible. It is clearly visible, isn't it? Anybody is having problem? कुछ प्रॉब्लम है? अब छोटा करूं क्या थोड़ा? देखो वट एवर इट इज। ओके शीतल, देखो बेटा नेट तुम्हारे पास से कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगा, देखो क्या प्रॉब्लम है देखो। एनीवे और भी दूसरे लोग कुछ बोलो, कुछ स्क्रीन का कुछ प्रॉब्लम है क्या? नेट इंटरनेट अगर से वीक रहा तो कभी कभी। हाँ ओके ओके बेटा ओके। हाँ सो सी हियर व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज यू हैव टू फाइंड द हॉरिजॉन्टल एंड वर्टिकल परमेबिलिटीज। You have to find kx and kz. What is given here? Thicknesses has been given. Thickness is given in centimeter whereas permeabilities are given in meter. तो आप या तो इसको मीटर में कन्वर्ट करो या इसको सेंटीमीटर में कन्वर्ट करो, क्योंकि यूनिट दोनों का सेम रहना, यूनिट दोनों का सेम रहना। तो यहां पर मैं मीटर में चेंज किया हूं, तो Z1 इज 1.5 मीटर, Z2 इज 1.8 मीटर एंड Z3 इज 2 मीटर। Z1 is 1.5 मीटर, Z2 is 1.8 मीटर, Z3 is 2 मीटर। याद रखो ये प्रॉब्लम बहुत बहुत इजी है। K1 is 10 to the power minus 5, K2 is 10 to the power minus 7, K3 is 10 to the power minus 9. K3 is 10 to the power minus 9. So once you know the Z1 and K1, then average permeability parallel to bedding plane is given by Kx is equal to K1Z1 plus K2Z2 plus K3Z3 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Simple formula is there. ये पैरेलल का फॉर्मूला है। K1 है आपके पास 10 to the power minus 5, Z1 is 1.5, K2 is 10 to the power minus 7, Z2 is 1.8, K3 is 10 to the power minus 9, Z3 is 2 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 तीनों ऐड करो, इसको सिंप्लीफाई करो, you will get Kx and tell me that value. And tell me that value. What is the value of Kx? What is the value of Kax? यस, टेल मी द आंसर. मालूम हो रहा ना पैरेलल के लिए K1 और Z1, K2 Z2, K3 Z3 मल्टीप्लाई करो, डिवाइड बाय Z1 प्लस Z2 प्लस Z3. टेक नोट दैट the unit should be same. One is in centimeter, other is meter. I converted into meters. Otherwise, you can convert the next one also in centimeter. हर को 100 से multiply करके. So whatever it is, now you multiply this and tell me the answer. I have given you the formula and substitution. So what is the value of kx? Do it please fast. 2 minutes time I will give. What is kx? Yeah, very good. At least some people are doing. Okay, Sheetal. Sheetal, both Sheetals, Tate and Bahirvade. So this is the answer, beta. You see here, kx is equal to 0.286 into 10 to the power minus 5 meter per second, or 2.86 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter per second. I think your answer is right. Bahirvade, आप decimal भी ले लो बेटा. Sheetal side answer is exactly right. So 2.86 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter per second. चुप सुनते मत बैठो, कैलकुलेटर निकालो, कैलकुलेशन करो तो ही मालूम होता. चुप बैठ के सुन के गए तो कोई फायदा नहीं है, याद रखो. इट्स योर विश. तो यहाँ हॉरिजॉन्टल वर्टिकल दोनों पूछा. अब वर्टिकल करो. वर्टिकल मैं नहीं किया शायद, यहाँ पर किया हो ना, यहाँ पर किया वर्टिकल शायद. ये है ना वर्टिकल. हाँ, एवरेज परमेबिलिटी परपेंडिकुलर टू द वर्टिकल इज गिवन बाय kz इज इक्वल टू z अपॉन, या z1 प्लस z2 प्लस z3 अपॉन z1 बाय k1, z2 बाय k2 प्लस z3 बाय kt. ये z1 z2 z3 के वैल्यूज है, ये वैल्यूज है k1 k2 k3 के. ये सब्स्टिट्यूट करो और मुझे बोलो व्हाट इज kz. व्हाट इज kz. प्लीज परपेंडिकुलर जो है वो भी करके मुझे बताओ. डू इट प्लीज. परपेंडिकुलर करो, कैलकुलेशन खुद करो, इतना तो करो कम से कम. एवरीथिंग आई एम गिविंग यू रेडीमेड. ओके बेटा, 3 इंटू 10 टू द पावर माइनस 5. ओके, करो सभी लोग कैलकुलेशंस. What is the answer? I want answer. Another fellow did. Yes, Swapnil Kakde did. Sheetal Tate also did. Very good. The answer is here 2.6 into 10 to the power minus 9 meter per second. 2.6 into 10 to the power minus 9 meter per second. This is for parallel perpendicular, and earlier it was for parallel. This was for parallel. This was for parallel. 2.86 into 10 to the power minus question. Now take down this question. It is same, और आप लोग खुद करके करो, मेरे को बताओ, लिखो प्लीज. Determine the average coefficient of permeability. Next question. Determine the average coefficient of permeability in the horizontal and vertical direction. In the horizontal and vertical direction. In the horizontal and vertical direction for a deposit. For a deposit consisting 3 layers of thickness. For a deposit consisting 3 layers of thickness, 5 meter, 1 meter and 2.5 meter. 5 meter, 1 meter and 2.5 meter, and having the coefficient of permeability of 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 mm per second, 3 into 10 to the power minus 5 mm per second, and 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 mm per second. देखिए यूनिट को केयरफुल रहो, वो मीटर में है थिकनेस और ये mm में है, तो आप उसको mm में कन्वर्ट करो या इसको मीटर में कन्वर्ट करो, अप टू आपको वही आता, आपके ऊपर है. और assume the layers are isotropic. हाँ करो प्लीज, डू इट. And I want kx and kz. Everything is given to you. Z1 is 5 meter, Z2 is 1 meter, Z3 is 2.5 meter. I think it is better to convert this into mm. 5000 mm, 1000 mm and 2500 mm. Z1, Z2, Z3 आपको मिल गए, तो इधर ये इजी हो जाता. K1, K2, K3 है, पहले पैरेलल करो फिर परपेंडिकुलर करो. टेक योर टाइम and do it please. Let's do it. Yes, do it please. What is the answer? Everything I have given. Only thing you have to do is just you apply the formula. What is the formula for kx? What is the formula for kz? And tell me the answers. What is the formula answer for kx and what is the answer for kz? You have to do it and tell me the answer. बहुत सिंपल है, और ये पूछता बार बार, मैं आपको इतना क्यों करने के लिए बोल रहा हूं कि हर यूनिवर्सिटी में एग्जाम पूछता, एक्सटर्नल एग्जाम में पूछता, कोई उतना मुश्किल कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है इसमें. पैरेलल रहे तो क्या फॉर्मूला याद रखना, परपेंडिकुलर रहे तो क्या फॉर्मूला याद रखना, दैट मच यू शुड नो. Yes, I want answers. Time is running. Somebody did very good. So दो चार लोग तो करते कम से कम. Okay, Bhosle Vaishnavi, very good. Priyanka Pula also got. So you got the answers in mm, isn't it? Okay, that's the better idea. Convert that meter into mm. It will be easy. Very good. This is for parallel, beta. Up you do for perpendicular. Okay, Shital, Bahirwade, right. But get for perpendicular also. पैरेलल का इजी है कैलकुलेशन, परपेंडिकुलर में भी इजी है. आपको तो कैलकुलेटर लेके करना है, आपको कौन सा हाथ से करना है कैलकुलेटर. तो ये सबका आंसर करेक्ट है. परपेंड पैरेलल का